Hi, Mark here. I wanted to show you how I put together this set that I made for the and subscription box reveal for Virtual Doll Convention. I'm going to show you how I build this in layers and how it's really not that complicated, and you just do it in steps. And if you have a plan, it's a lot easier.
I went online and I found black and white images that I wanted to use. On Pinterest, I just searched for original Alice in Wonderland illustrations and I found several characters. And then I went on graphicsfairy.com and I found images for teapots and teacups and crowns, and you can find watches and timepieces, all kind of anything that makes you think of Alice in Wonderland, really. I wanted to do something with the crowns in the back of the display. You know, that's what I had in my head. So anyway, and then I printed them out. So however you want to do that, I printed them onto cardstock because it just gives you a little bit. It's just, I just think it's better because it's a little bit more durable than just plain copy paper. Some of these I'll put little foam core stands on and stuff, but I like printing them out onto cardstock. And then to add some color, I have these Prismacolor markers that I really like, and they've lasted, I've had these more than 10 years, and I don't use them all the time, but they have not dried out, and they've been awesome. So then what I would do, but you can use colored pencils, whatever you want to do to color them in, if you want to color them in, or you could find images that are already in color. So, but the markers work really well on the cardstock. And I just fill them in. I love these markers because you can go over other lines, and then you can go over spaces where you already colored and you won't have streaks. They all kind of, it'll blend together. They're really smooth. So, I mean, you get the idea. You just color them in. I recommend printing out black and white images so that you can color them in because it's a lot more fun. So anyway, you get the idea, but Prismacolor markers are great. But what I did then, so you can see these different characters that I did cut out or did print out and then finished coloring in. You know, so then I have my Queen of Hearts. I found an image of Tweedledee and Tweedledum. And again, I used my markers on those. I just really like the finish that it gave. White Rabbit, Mad Hatter. Yeah, so then I just cut them out. And I left some of the shapes in the background because I thought that would be sort of interesting. So that's up to you. I gave myself kind of a limited color palette. I thought the characters more connected to the Queen. I kept in the gold, yellow, blue, and red. And then for the Mad Hatter, I added some purple. So yeah, but you can do whatever color scheme you would like. Just went on Pinterest and found images I liked, printed them out, enlarged some of them, shrank some of them. But yeah, I just kind of searched for, if you start searching for Alice in Wonderland stuff, you know how Pinterest works. It gets the algorithm and then starts suggesting different things to you. So I just found all this stuff that's really cool that I thought I could maybe use. These are from Graphics Fairy as well, and they were just these vintage playing cards. So I blew those up in different sizes, and then more crowns. So that is how I started. Oh, and then there was some teapots that were full color images from Graphics Fairy as well. And I printed those out because I wasn't sure what all I would end up using. So yeah, I mean, it's printer and cardstock and some colored pencils or markers, and you're on your way. I wanted to show you the beginning stages of setting up the diorama without any lighting or anything, just to show how I started. So I just took the base, the stage, to my Anne theater that I made, my little doll theater, and then I have another little box there, and then I have these foam core support things that I made for when I did the paper dress video, and I had like 1960s images all on them. So I'm going to use those, and you can kind of see how I'm sort of starting to think about how I want to use them. Random doll stand. So those are going to be kind of my framing device for the diorama. And then I bought this fake moss. It's actually thread. It's like these threads that are attached to a black backing, and it's really cool looking. So I have that here, but this is how I'm starting. I may add another level in here somewhere with some styrofoam blocks or something. So we'll see what I find. But I wanted you to see the beginning stages, and I have these things that might be around the frame. I don't know. We will see. And here I just covered it all with the fake moss, and I cut it into a couple different pieces, and you can see it just does this. And these things kind of, you can kind of blend them together so you don't see any seams. So it's very cool. If you get this and you cut it from the back and then pull the fibers apart. You don't want to just slice through it because that'll be a mess. Kind of like when you cut fake fur, how you cut it from the backing. That's how you should cut this too. But there we go. There's our moss / grass. Laid down some scrapbook paper for a floor. And then what I'm going to do, or a little bit more of a floor, is just cut this out in an irregular way, kind of following the brick, so that it's not just a straight corner. Here's the little supports that I'm making for things. This is basically what they look like. Just a strip of foam core. I'm using scrap pieces, and then I glue it to another piece on the bottom, and then I do a piece to support it in the back, and then I do smaller pieces to give it some weight. And that's it. And you can use all your scraps of foam core. And then that's basically, so this is what I'll use then to secure the cards to it, or the crowns, or whatever. And I know I want a tower of crowns in the back, so I just made this little foam core support, and then I'm going to use model wax to secure them on in whatever fashion I desire. I'm going to use the model wax instead of glue because I want to use these possibly for another project later on. I did the crown tower, which is representing my castle in this diorama, and then I cut out this little pathway that I found online, and I thought that's kind of the path up to the castle. I have my cards that I showed you, the large cards. I put those in the back. What you want to think now is the layers of your display. You can see I started to put some of my characters in to just see what I liked. I have my topiaries. But yeah, just kind of placing the larger pieces. You can see these towers I started to cover with different images and some of the paper that I printed out. There's still a couple spots that I want to fill in. But I'm just kind of, you can kind of see like there's my frame and the depth that I want. And it's always a good idea to kind of place your larger pieces, you know, as you go along to see where you might want them, where they're working. You know, where you need to fill in a space. And that's what you just kind of do. You just sort of layer it, and that's the look I'm going for, is this sort of Wonderland, different patterns, textures, colors, all these images. And then, you know, within that, I know I have these little chairs that I want to use with the dolls. So I'll put those in, you know, pretty early on so that I'm not filling up spaces. And then let me show you from the back or from the side what it all looks like. You can see I'm in my basement. I'm filming in my basement because my studio is, I'm doing some small renovations in there and working on projects, and I have no room to film. But yeah, you can see it's just these foam core supports holding everything up. So that gives you an idea of the depth I'm actually working with. And you can play with different tricks of perspective to make your diorama feel larger than it is. But I'm liking it. And then I
kind of get down on the level here of where I want to film it. And it's looking good. And I continue to tuck the characters in. Now I'll go in at the very end and cover the bases up with some of the moss, the fake moss there, or if I have some other moss, I'll pull out and cover that up if I can't quite do it with this. So I'm just going to keep layering. I'm going to get my Mad Hatter. I think I want to put him out in the front here. Yeah. Got a little basket. Maybe I'll use that. So this is the fun part, just playing. And if you're interested in making the Painting the Roses Red topiaries, I have a tutorial on my other channel, Creative Journeys with Mark, that I detail how I made those exactly. And so you can see I just keep layering more details in. I have these cookies that I made for Valentine's Day, and I saved them. So, because I knew I was going to be doing this. There's a tutorial for those on my other channel too, if you're interested in learning how to decorate cookies like that. But yeah, just little details. This one makes you smaller. This one makes you taller. All that stuff to pull in Alice in Wonderland. Of course, you got to have some mushrooms. So I pulled those from another project that I had done for the past couple Halloweens. I had these. So yeah, it's just layer upon layer upon layer, and then that's how you get the really detailed look to it. You don't try to think of doing it all at once. You just sort of put in, I put in the big pieces, the topiaries, and then the characters and the cards, and then the furniture, and then the little things and the little tea set, and you just keep building it. And I'm going to give one more view before I put the dolls in it here. You can see I did my little paper teapots, and I just glued some foam core together to give them a little base and used museum wax to stick those to the foam core so I could reuse them. And I do have a label for the bottle that says "Drink Me," so I'm going to go put that on. But you can just see the layers and layers of elements to create something really whimsical for your dolls. Thanks for watching the video. I love doing this kind of thing. I love doing displays and dioramas and all that kind of stuff. If there's something you would like to see in particular as a diorama or a display piece for your dolls, drop that in the comments below. Maybe I can do a video on it in the future. If you want to know when my new videos come out, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when they do come out. And yeah, I have a ton of stuff. If you are new to the channel, I do unboxings, I do tutorials on pattern making, I do stuff like this and behind the scenes and all kind of different doll related stuff. So yeah, I'd love to have you join me on the channel. Hit the like button if you liked the video, or if you didn't, lie to me. Just lie and hit it anyway, because it does help out the channel. And I will see you in the next one. Take care and happy collecting, everybody. Bye.